All right, let's be real for a second. When you think diet, does your mind immediately jump to saying a sad goodbye to all things delicious? Well, today we're going to completely flip that idea on its head. We're talking about how you can satisfy your sweet tooth and still crush your weight loss goals. I mean, seriously, who hasn't been there? You're all fired up, ready to get healthy, and then it hits you. The thought of giving up your favorite dessert. It can feel like this huge, impossible sacrifice, the kind of thing that makes you want to just quit before you even start.
And that right there is what I like to call the dessert dilemma. It's this all or nothing trap we all fall into, where we believe we have to choose between enjoying something sweet and actually losing weight.
But here's the thing about feeling deprived. It's a powerful force. It just brews up these intense cravings and, honestly, a lot of frustration. And more often than not, that feeling is the very thing that sends our best intentions completely off the rails.
But what if there was another way? Let's dive into a guilt-free solution that lets you have your cake and, yeah, actually stay on track with your plan.
Just pause and imagine that for a second. What if you didn't have to choose between indulgence and progress? What if satisfying that sweet tooth was actually part of your strategy for success, not some detour that sets you back?
And this quote just nails it. Game changer is the perfect word, because that's exactly what these are. They're a way for you to indulge smartly without having to slam the brakes on all your hard work. So how does this actually work? Is it some kind of magic? Nope, not at all. It's all about making smarter choices with your ingredients. Let's break down the science behind why this approach is so effective. This chart shows you everything. On one side, you've got traditional desserts, packed with sugar. They send your blood sugar on a wild roller coaster, a huge spike, which tells your body to store fat, followed by a massive crash that leaves you tired and, you guessed it, craving even more sugar. It's a vicious cycle. But on the other side, low-carb desserts help keep your blood sugar stable. You get steady, reliable energy, and those insane cravings, they just start to fade away. And this translates to some amazing benefits for weight loss. First off, reduced hunger. Because these desserts use ingredients with healthy fats and fiber, like avocados or nuts, they actually help you feel full and satisfied. You also get those improved blood sugar levels we just talked about. And the flexibility is awesome. They can fit into all sorts of eating plans, whether you're doing keto, paleo, or just trying to be gluten-free. Okay, enough with the science. Let's get to the fun part, the actual food. What kind of delicious desserts are we talking about here? And just look at these options. We're not talking about boring, flavorless substitutes. You can have a rich, creamy avocado chocolate mousse that's loaded with healthy fats, or a totally decadent keto cheesecake made with almond flour. How about a fresh chia seed pudding or a beautiful berry coconut cream? These are real, seriously delicious desserts. Feeling inspired? Ready to hit the kitchen? Well, the best part is that making these at home is probably way easier than you think. You just need a few key tips to get started. It really just boils down to a few smart swaps. First, instead of sugar, you're going to use natural sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit that won't spike your blood sugar. Second, trade your regular flour for low-carb options like almond or coconut flour. They add amazing texture and healthy fats. And finally, get creative. This is the fun part. Add things like real vanilla extract, rich cocoa powder, and spices like cinnamon to make your desserts taste absolutely incredible. Okay, before you run off to preheat your oven, let's just quickly tackle a couple of common questions. I want to make sure you're approaching this in the smartest, most effective way possible. This is a really big one. Before you jump into any new way of eating, you've got to know if it's the right fit for you personally. And the answer is yes for most people. These are incredibly versatile. But, and this is super important, if you have any specific health conditions, it is always a good idea to have a quick chat with your doctor or a healthcare professional before you make any big changes to your diet. Always better to be safe. And here it is, the million-dollar question. I know you're thinking it. If they're healthy, does that mean you can just eat them all the time and still lose weight? You know the answer here. It's all about balance and moderation. Think of these desserts as a fantastic tool in your toolbox. They're here to help you satisfy cravings so you can stay on track for the long term, not to become the main part of your diet. Use them mindfully, and they will absolutely support your goals, not sabotage them. So I'll leave you with this final thought. We always think of dessert as the enemy, the one thing that will ruin all our progress. But what if, by choosing the right kind, dessert could actually be your secret weapon, the one thing that helps you stick with your healthy lifestyle for good? Something to think about.